Namaskar and welcome. I'm SAKAL Bhatt. The top story at the SA. The grand old party of India's freedom movement, the Indian National Congress, turned 125 today. In the presence of Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh, Congress Chief Sonia Gandhi laid the foundation stone of the party's new headquarters to be located at the Kotla Road in New Delhi. Sonia Gandhi described the Congress as a national revolution which always stood for secular values. Prime Minister Singh attributed the post-independence development of the country to the Congress leadership. Assam Chief Minister said peace talks with the toppled leaders has started. He, however, ruled out the state's sovereignty would be on the agenda. Gogoi said the issue of sovereignty of Assam would never be on the agenda for talks. Moving on, rallies, hunger strikes and demonstrations continued in Telangana region of Andhra Pradesh today after the Joint Action Committee intensified its agitation. The all-party JAC, including TDP, has called for protest rallies across the region today and tomorrow, followed by a bandh on December 30th to press for Telangana statehood. The JAC held a marathon meeting last night, following which the decision to step up protests was taken. Police foiled indefinite hunger strikes by Osmania University students late last night. They shifted some of them to hospital after their health showed signs of weakness. Congress, meanwhile, from Telangana and Andhra Pradesh today said they will not take back their resignations until the party high command sets a time frame for the formation of separate Telangana state. External Affairs Minister S.M. Krishna today said if any discussion needs to be held on new visa guidelines, it should be held behind closed doors. Reacting to reports about Minister of State for External Affairs Shashi Tharoor's comments on a website regarding tightening of visa regime, Krishna underlined that the business of government is far too serious to be discussed like. Well, it's time for a very short commercial break. We'll be back with more. Stay with us. Welcome back. Setting the tone for their substantive talks tomorrow, Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh and his Japanese counterpart Yukio Hatoyama tonight had an overview of bilateral relations and international issues at a private dinner hosted by the Indian leader. The two leaders will discuss tomorrow ways to enhance ties in various fields, including security, trade, and explore the possibility of cooperation in civil nuclear energy. More than 125 whales have died in two separate strandings in. And now some news on weather front back home. Adhampur in Punjab recorded the lowest temperature this season for the plains at -1 degree Celsius as dense fog disrupted road and rail traffic at several places of North India. In the capital also, several trains ran behind schedule as the city witnessed a thick cover. We'll slip into another short break. We'll be back with more. Stay with us. Welcome back. ICC CEO Harun Lorgat today said the international cricketing body will take about a month to decide on Delhi's status as an international venue. Speaking to reporters in the capital, he said it will be premature to comment on this issue. The cancellation of the 5th ODI between Sri Lanka on Sunday due to unplayable pitch conditions has put a big question mark on the 4 games the Firozshah Kotla ground is scheduled to host for the 2011 World Cup. Meanwhile, Sports Minister M.S. Gill today termed the Firozshah Kotla pitch fiasco as a great embarrassment and said the Cricket Board and the DDCA owe an explanation to the country for the abandonment of the 5th and final India-Sri Lanka ODI due to dangerous track. It was very unfortunate and a great embarrassment for the country and should not have happened. On the death of Imam Hussain and his followers, Ashura, the 10th day of mourning, was witnessed throughout the country. Our correspondent Suhail Akram has more details. Tourists from across the world visiting Sar, a village in Rajasthan, enjoyed the traditional music and dance in a cultural event. The visitors accompanied folk dancers and danced to the tunes of vibrant music. The top stories coming up next, Samachar Plus with Ashok Srivastav. I'll take your leave. Namaskar.